Hello and welcome back to Bloodborne. For the finale, the final episode, we're going to go see two endings and go over the lore at the very end. But we have some stuff to do to get there. We have one umbilical cord, which we got from the abandoned workshop. I have thoughts on the reason that was there as well. And then we have Eosepha's clinic we need to go to get another cord, and then we just need to finish the game. And I will upload my save data before the final choice, and then we can see both. If I fail to do so or can't, we'll watch the accept ending on YouTube or something. But either way, we're going to see both endings. Okay, so we got to get over to Eosefka. Oh boy. Ooh. I never noticed that before. Why was there a whisper as we entered? Is it this way? I think it's this way. It's been a while. I don't remember. But I think it was a left. Yeah, there you are.
God, I'm nauseous. Have you felt this? It's progressed. I knew it. I'm oh, God.
Feels awful. The funny thing is I was just trying to put her out of her misery before because it sounded like she was just about to turn. But did she do something to make this happen? Like, she's clearly pregnant, but like, I don't know how these umbilical cords are supposed to work, but every one we've gotten, Mergo's wet nurse, her, well, the old abandoned workshop doesn't make sense, but then again, like, it could be an old umbilical cord. But how did you end up with, like, this? This umbilical cord. No, this one. Has this precursor to the umbilical cord. I don't know. We'll find out later. A weird thing to note is I haven't fought any enemies in here. Last time we were here, I remember Wiggly Boy. Yeah, that. I remember one of those in the hallway, but it's not here this time. What? I really hope... Yosefka's blood file. I really hope we get more on that. I wrote down a bunch of questions I have, and then my theories as well. One of the questions is, what is pale blood? Exactly, because we're seeking pale blood to transcend the hunt. But by the way it's worded, it just kind of sounds like get blood echoes, get stronger to transcend the hunt, you know? To me, that's what it sounds like, but I don't know. I do know there's some text somewhere. Do you talk about pale blood? Now you talk about the pale moon. Encounter with the pale moon which beckons hunters and conceived the dream. This umbilical cord precipitated the encounter with the pale moon. So that was Gehrman's workshop for sure. And there's a doll there. I don't know. Maybe he knew Lady Maria and made a doll in her image because he liked her or something. Maybe they're related. Maybe that's his daughter. I don't know. But that would mean if we found the umbilical cord there and it conceived the hunter's dream, which he is in. Oh, my brain. Think about it at the end. This is not the time to stop and do this. Okay. Hi. I am curious how much you guys do. Shoot me. Yeah, they still do a lot of damage. I believe we can just skip. Skip. Oh, I didn't land on the pillar. Damn. It means I'm gonna take some extra damage. Okay, and then right around here. Stick left. Oh, I walked right into that. All right, stick right. I had to stay back a little when I stuck left. Oh well. There's the lamp. Ooh, you might have a bloodstone chunk. Two of them. I want to use Gehrman's weapon. Oh, you overshot it! Ow. Hi, guys. No. That's the old lamp that doesn't work anymore. There was a message there. Okay. Don't know if I ever read you. Nightmarish rituals crave a newborn. Find one and silence its harrowing cry. Right. Kind of just the general thing we got going on here. So, the old A Pale Blood Sky. I forgot I never read that as well. So they created the rituals. Oh, right, serpentine here. Oh, God. Okay. You know what? There's a free insight over here, and I'll de-aggro them. You follow me over here. So the ritual, to complete the ritual, requires a newborn, and we're basically, we were brought here to stop that. Which means accepting Gehrman's offer, it might turn out to be a good thing, actually. Alright. I one-shot this guy before, but we are on New Game Plus, and I know about this now. So I'm gonna go do this. Also, while I'm at it... You guys don't, like, respawn, right? I don't want to be dodging them the whole time. They're not even, like, attacking up here. That's weird. Stairs. Okay. Alright, sir. Wow, he's down. He is down for... that was probably... I could have done a thingy. Sir, are you gonna attack me? Oh, he's kicking. Wow, that did a lot of damage, actually. I had to stand in every hit for it, but... Why did he not attack? That enemy, probably one of the only enemies I've one-shot in the game twice now, and he didn't even attack. Why is he called the One Reborn? He's so intimidating just looking. He just doesn't do anything. I got 210k. That's one level. Wait. There we go. Okay, I don't think we really need to look around here unless I want to go kill Patches over there, but going through. What happens if you consume the cords and then accept the offer? Or do you not get an option after you consume the cords? These are just random questions I have. Oh god, I hate this place. How painful are the enemies in New Game Plus here? All right, yeah. Those things used to do a lot more damage. Okay, and he died in 2 hits? Yeah, I think we can just coast through the rest of it. Wait, blood chunk! No, 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 no! Okay. There we go. Okay, apparently there is a blood rock in here. Oh, right, I forgot about you. There's a blood rock in here in the one place I didn't go that I know where it is. I am going to wait to go around. Whew. Alright, Frenzy, you can stop now. It's fine. This place was a nightmare for... Like, I have bad memories of this little corridor. I died like 4 or 5 times. Never even looked over there. There's nothing, apparently, though. Whew, okay. Can just ignore the spiders as well. You know who else I need to ignore? I mean, I could kill him again. It's just... How bad is this? You were already pretty terrible before. Oh, I got spiders on me, though. Okay, no. I'm good. All right, let's get this fast travel. Shortcut. And the lamp. Uh-oh. I only have 11 vials. I'm so not ready to fight Micolash again. That man... man is awful. Okay, you give 1,600. That's not very good. And we're off. This is so weird. Running back through these areas. just feel like it feels wrong not to explore and kill everything, but then again, like, why would I do that twice? All right, just because I know Micolash has some nonsense arcane, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go spend my blood echoes before we die.
Very well. Let me.
Ooh, I can only get one. Yeah, let's get you to 50 first. Do I have anything good here, though? 2 of them. That's not enough, right?
Very well.
I need 9k. Hmm. 9k. Well, there's probably weapons I'm not planning to use that would be very easy to get again. I'm not gonna use this. I can just go through the DLC and grab it again if I really wanted, but you know what? There's no point in selling anything. Give me a minute. I just went and killed 2 things.
What? Very well.
What do you mean? Oh, right. Okay, well now I need 1,000. Is this enough?
Welcome.
Probably not.
Very well.
Oh my god, I need 618. It's fine.
Welcome. What? Very well.
Alright. One more into skill. We're at 700 now. Damn.
Farewell,
Good to go.
good hunter.
Okay. I'm coming, baby. Why does the baby disappear? Is the baby real? We kill the wet nurse, but we never interact with the baby at all.
Ah, cast.
Oh, let's listen to this.
Say, cousin, do you hear our prayers? No, we shall not abandon the dream. No one can catch us. No one can stop us now.
So that the people of Mensis are trying to get in contact with Cause? Is that what's going on there? He mentions that, so many times. Okay, so what I have to do is get him over here, and then he'll turn right, and then we turn back. Now you'll run into that room. Oh, God. 2, 3. You have quite a bit of health now. Oh, that actually hurts a lot. Quite a bit of health. Okay.
Oh, majestic! A hunter is a hunter even in a dream. But alas, not too fast. The nightmare's swirls and churns unending.
I needed you to go in there, I think. Oh, you went in there. Oh, okay. I should have dropped down from that ledge then. What does that key do? I don't think I've ever used that key. That's that one. No, go left. How do I get him to go left? Okay. So he should be right there. Gates closed. Okay, don't die. I hate
Oh, of course.
cat doing this.
So
Just in case he tries to Arcana, I'm just...
Oh, now I'm waking up. I'll forget everything.
I really like his VA, though. It's fitting. Okay, now we have the access to that. I forgot to turn you down. That's fine. Okay, so there's a room, I believe, that you could probably access from around here, but I don't actually know how to get to it. But we got the iron door key, and I'm wondering if that might be involved, because we've never used it. And I remember going down here. It could be right here. Oh, hey. Okay. Is there a door down here? Oh, there's a big guy. No, there's a madman's knowledge here. Okay, let's read about it. Great Mid-Level Bridge. One of the 3 great bridges that link the 2 cathedral cradles. This key opens the iron door that leads to the mid-level bridge. There are no thieves in the nightmare. Then why lock a door? Be warned, there must be a very, very good reason. Okay. Okay. I searched literally everywhere. Couldn't find anything like a door that we'd be able to use. So I looked up where to use this key. Apparently it's right in front of us. I have 280,000 again? Oh no, I can't afford to die here. That is where we need to go. I've looked at that and been like, uh-oh, that looks scary. But apparently the blood rock is there. Okay, so I'm not gonna go do this yet. Apparently this is the only elevator that the door doesn't close, but you can jump in there. And that's where you use the key. But before that, I need to go level.
Very well.
Okay. We can get 2 levels. Let's just go to 50. And I have 20k left. All right, now to confirm, is it 50 or 60 that's a soft cap? I need to know. All right. Apparently, the soft cap is 25 for strength and skill and blood tinge. And same with vitality is 25 as well, I believe. 30 endurance is the soft cap, and 50 is the hard cap for... Why didn't I just take the bottom one? 50 is the hard cap, so I do not want to go above 50 or I will get like 1 damage. And that's not great, so... Which means... Oh, there we go. I can finally start leveling Arcane because it's the only thing that'll get value. Great. That's great. Okay, we got a finicky elevator. Oddly enough, it's at the top. You'd think it would have stayed down, but it didn't. Okay, so why... How do I get that? Do I have to run and jump? Because I don't really have that much room. Alright. Attempt 3, hardest boss in the game. Okay, I'm gonna hold sprint. And then jump! Alright. Yeah, make contact, that'll do it. Okay, so if I stand like right here and I just hit back, will that push me? If I angled it right, maybe. There's no way that was the intended way, though. In fact, what is the intended way? I guess, like, just push forward? Straight forward? No, that doesn't work. Huh. Okay. I'm like right here. Facing backwards. Holy shit. I didn't think I'd get that much sleep. Okay. Now whatever's going on here, do not die, because Jesus, that was annoying. Inflicted organ? What? Whoa. What is that? Oh. Special body parts collected by the Healing Church. What is this gruesome bait used to lure? The additional rotted offering beckons ungodly forces, normally terrifying things, but also worthy prey for a special hunt. That's the same as everything else, so I guess there's no... Huh. Well. Hi. Heal. I do have sedative set. Is there another one? I don't hear footsteps, at least. There is. There are two. Oh, wait. No. No, the frenzy. Heal. No. That one in the background is doing constant damage to me. This is a disaster. No. Drink. Okay. Are you the one causing all this? Heal. God damn it. No, it's just more spiders. Wait, you have human faces. Patches? With a bolt cut? Okay. What the hell am I getting into? I thought I was just gonna go pick up a blood rock, but... Nope. Oh, this is right... Okay, this is right above the big spider. What am I getting into here? What did I just do? Where did I send that? Yeah, I dropped it there, which is over there. You probably gave me this so I could get back to the... Oh, this is a different area. That's the spiders, okay. This is a completely different bridge. So I dropped it down there. We're getting a lot of insight here. Don't you want no insight when you deal with frenzy? Ain't blunt tinge. Hold on, I gotta look over here. Nothing. You? Nothing. Iron door? Oh, there it is. I've been so confused. Ew. Oh, this leads back to... Gotcha, to right here. Okay. Did I just miss that? Could I have walked this way instead, or did I have to do it from that side? Yeah, it kind of seems like there might be another boss here. Uh-oh. A boss I didn't know about? Do I just... Okay, didn't die. That's probably death. Oh god, a blood rock. Okay, that's what we came here for. So the thing that was causing frenzy as I like walked up to the castle in general, was it this thing and we knocked it down? So now, ow. So now it can't do that? Is that what happened? Or did I unlock a boss fight and I have to jump down here? I'm willing to give up 130k. Okay. I had to know. I had to know. Because that thing did look like it could have been a boss. Okay. Well, we got a blood rock, so maybe I can max out Gehrman's weapon. So, I don't know how I missed that room the first time, but I did. That's kind of funny. I know for future, if I ever plan to just replay this for fun. Apparently, you could either not grab the key and take the elevator and do all that nonsense, or grab the key and skip all them to grab the blood rock on every new game run. I did both. I walked backwards and then opened the door after. It's fine. It's fine. Alright, let's get up to the baby. As long as the pig doesn't kill me. There are 3 of them. I have a lot of stamina. Up and weave. Okay, maybe they'll, Okay. We're good. Hi! I know, I'm taking care of your baby in a minute. At least I think it's your baby. Okay, I just gotta activate this. Is it? Don't really know anything about her. I'm going to leave you alive. This time? Yeah, she had like cut open. Wait. Were you like that after the rum fight? Or was she pregnant? What? I don't remember. I'm mostly curious, like, if I don't kill her, do I get some actual dialogue here after this? Okay. I think fire paper did do more damage? I don't remember. Oh! Wow, you came out swinging. I don't remember that attack. Yeah, that's the one I remember. Huh. Is that new? No, that's not new. Hey, you had a teleport? I'm gonna heal. There it is. The big swipes. Okay, that one's just that. Are you gonna actually do your phase 2 this time? Because I probably. I don't really know. I don't know how to not... I guess I just don't attack. I just wait for it to be done. I'm too greedy for that. Okay, here's phase 2. Right, right. He's right behind me. I don't want to look around. Oh my god. Okay, you were there. Get up! Oh. At least this time, I got to experience the phase 2. I know, baby. Where are you? Did this happen before, where we have to just wait out the, there it is. Nightmare slain. Excuse me? Wait, excuse me? Okay. Oh, wait. I already got it. I was like, where is it? Alright, before I go back... They're still there. Oh. Oh. That was weird. I don't know if she, like, keeled over there or she was bowing and, like, at peace. Kind of looked more like bowing and then going away because we took care of the problem that was bothering her. Maybe. Ah, I missed this.
Good hunter, you have come. Dawn will soon break. This night and this dream will end. Gammon awaits you at the foot of the great tree. Very well, let me...
I need 33. Do I...
Very
wait.
well.
Do I have anything? That's 20, I think. It's 10. Okay, let me go grind that out. Just get one more free level. And then I gotta upload my save data. Alright.
Gammon away. Go. Very well.
Okay, we're at 50 there. Let's just get one more vid, I think. That is 4 strength though. Or 4 attack. Yeah. I'll grind if I find myself needing more health here. Gehrman is pretty tough for me, personally. We have 524 blood vials. Should probably repair you guys. And I think we're good. Alright, let me upload this save data. Okay, yeah. Okay. It is uploaded. I turned off auto upload. That should be good. So I can download. I don't know. I'm scared it's going to get overwritten. But then again, we're going to go for the umbilical cord and the umbilical cord ending here. And then reload and do the other one. Which might be a bad idea, right? I just want to make sure that if I fail to download, that we still go for the ending that has a boss fight, you know? Because it could fail. It could get all messed up or something. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah. Then I'm going to have to do this twice if I want to go into New Game. Well, that's fine. Maybe I'm not ready for New Game Plus. New Game Plus Plus. All right, sir. Granted a Mensis audience with Mergo, and Mergo was a great one, but resulted in the stillbirth of their brains. Okay. All right. That was 3.
Good hunter, you've done well. The night is near its end. Now, I will show you mercy. You will die, forget the dream, and awake under the morning sun. You will be freed from this terrible hunter's dream.
I actually believe you. Which is why I think there's no boss fight attached. Refuse?
Dear, oh dear. What was it? The hunt? The blood? Or the horrible dream? Oh, it doesn't matter. It always comes down to the hunter's helper to clean up after these sorts of messes.
Oh boy.
Tonight, Gammon joins the hunt.
I'm only watching this because it's relevant to the end. Okay, I think I used to single hand and lock on for you so that I could parry. Hold on, I'm just trying to remember your fight. You had like a big... I think that's the one I parry. Pretty sure? All right, you have that move. Don't you have like a charge move that you like hold your scythe behind your head and that one? Oh, but I have to wait. Too early again. Really? There we go. I just want to get one parry to make myself feel better. Okay, now you're doing that. I'm not remembering this fight correctly. Woo! Okay.
You must accept your death.
I'm not remembering it at all. Alright. This time for sure, I'm gonna actually focus. Oh, that move. it canceled him. God, I always get hit by that. That's definitely the worst attack to deal with. Oh. If I pretend to run away... no, you're just... Shit. Okay. Oh. Okay, we're back to this. Does fire paper do anything here? That works? Oh. Oh, I got hit by it. Oh, we're back to this. Shit. Shit. Was that 2 or 3? Bold hunter's mark. Alright, something different. Don't let it catch you this time. Why does it look like I have a huge mustache? Just like... Oh. Stab it! Or something. Ooh! All because we consumed the umbilical cord. Oh, okay. Now you look really... Well, I mean, you... Okay. Really? You're painful? This is... Oh, does that always... What did you just do? Oh, I didn't get it. Do you have a Heartless Angel mechanic? Because if so, I'm screwed. let's get away from those. Way too early. This is going to be maybe not that bad. We got to half health without very quickly, so it's taking a lot of damage. But it's very painful. Do I have to do Gehrman and what was it called? Moon Presence? Ah, now you're okay. If I have to do them back to back, I absolutely am going to be screwed. Oh, thank God. Okay, where do I do it? Huh. Oh, and then you just stand there and let me get my... Ew, I see. Yeah, I really don't want to fight in front of that grave, please. What are you doing? Okay, if I do one of those and then... Why are you giving that to me? What? No, you're gonna give me like a... There's no way. There's no way. Was that it?
Are you cold? Oh, good hunter.
Oh my. Childhood's beginning. You became an infant great one, lifting humanity into its next childhood. Really? Okay, so we either take over Gehrman or we become a great one. Not what I was expecting from that, but then again, what else would you expect? I kind of thought we would, like, end the nightmare there, but it doesn't look like it. Okay, one sec. Alright, let's see. New Game Plus, or did you actually successfully download? Oh, thank God. Whew. That is an interesting ending. I was really hoping that the boss would be a little bit harder. That was really easy. Although maybe at this point I am super overleveled for New Game Plus, at least. But the DLC gave me enough of a challenge, so I guess that's fine. The weird thing is I wasn't expecting it to just stand there after it knocked me to 1 HP and let me hit it so much. And with how much damage I deal at the moment, like, them doing that twice was enough to basically kill it. That's kind of... It just stood there and let me kill it. Kind of like the one Reborn. Alright, sir.
Good hunter, now you will die. Forget the dream and awake under the morning sun. You will be freed.
Taking you at your word here.
From this terrible hunter's dream.
I love these terms.
Farewell, my keen hunter. Fear the blood.
Fear the blood. But not the old blood? Ooh. Damn. That is a good shot right there. It is a great shot. I do have questions as to whether the like what's being sent in the dream itself. Like he beheaded us in the dream, but we're fine. So normally my imagination was our consciousness gets sent to the dream, but not our physical body, of course. But if we died in like the dream or the nightmare, hey son, if we died in the dream or nightmare, we'd wake up like brain dead, essentially. But we seem to be fine.
Farewell, good hunter. May you find your worth in the waking world.
Ooh. It's our normal line. Yharnam sunrise. You lived through the hunt and saw another day. Okay. Let me get out of here because the music is very loud before I discuss. Alright. I just downloaded the data again and just... I'll leave it with this. This seems fine. Although there's no music here anymore, which is unfortunate. But, yeah. It seems like with that one, we're learning... Well, one, the hunters get called to deal with beasts. The ritual that seems to be happening is like something, maybe the moon presence? Something requires someone to have a child, nightmare infant, and hunters get called in to do this, like, repeatedly to stop it. And then normally you would accept Gehrman's offer and he'd be like, all right, well, thanks for your help. See ya. Or in the case of taking him down, you become him and then you'd be the one saying, thank you, see ya. And the ritual would continue. But if we took place of the thing we kill, the moon presence, did we take its place or did we just become a great one? I don't know. We were very wiggly. If you do that, with your sanity intact, you might be able to stop the rituals from happening from now on. Like if you're the one calling the shots, I guess. I don't know. This is weird. I have to like put my thoughts together before we go over anything. But I wrote a list down that of things, of questions and stuff I wanted to go over, at the very least. What is Pale Blood was the #1 question that I originally wrote down in like episode 1. I'm like, what is Pale Blood? And I don't think it's directly been answered. And I don't know if anything in here will directly go over it. I figured we could like look through descriptions of things to get an idea of maybe answering these before I go to check out lore. Because to me, realistically, the Pale Blood to transcend the hunt is just blood echoes, right? That to me just makes sense. I can't really think of anything else that lines up with it. So, I don't know. We'll leave that question for now then. Did Gehrman make the doll? Did he want her to look like Maria? Or is the doll made from someone else? Those are all questions I have, because the doll does seem aware of Gehrman and talks about him quite often. So, they're stuck here together and they're aware of it. There's an abandoned doll in the abandoned workshop that is lifeless. And it looks like her, so it makes me think that he, while he was still alive, well, assuming he might be alive, well, not really. While he wasn't here in this dream, he wanted a companion, essentially. And I don't know the relation to Maria, but I do know that you said you felt better after we killed her. Like you were at peace or something. So that is curious. I don't know. But that answer, I don't believe anything in here is going to... Well, maybe like the doll clothes. A deep love for the doll can be surmised by the fine craftsmanship of this article and the care with which it was kept. It borders on mania and exudes a slight warmth. Okay, borders on mania means like meticulously detailed. Like it has to look like this. Borders, like it was very, yeah, meticulously crafted. You say anything different, or are you the same? Yeah, pretty sure that would be Gehrman trying to like get it super right. He wanted to make sure the doll was correct. Maybe that was the only way to like recreate Maria and bring it to life. I don't know. Maybe the umbilical cord has something to do with that, because it says it calls hunters to the hunter's dream. So like maybe he used the umbilical cord so that he could go to the hunter's dream and have his doll come to life, so he wasn't alone anymore. I don't know. That seems interesting, but like that's a very random theory. I have no idea. Beckons hunters and conceive the hunter's dream. Okay. Who's the guy who gave us the transfusion in the beginning? I have no idea how we would even find this information. I don't think they tell us. I thought it was Gehrman until New Game Plus, when I looked at him and I'm like, well, you have a completely different style of look. You're both in a wheelchair, but... So who's that guy? I don't know if I can answer that before looking up lore, but I'm sure someone knows. Maybe it has to do with these that I avoided. These probably have a lot of extra lore that might answer the questions that I'm asking right now. Okay, and was the scholar that brought Queen Annalise the Vile Blood ever named? Is a question that I did have, and I don't think I can answer that one. She may one day bear the child of blood, the next vile blood heir. But does anything in here, would anything in here lead to telling me maybe her corruption thing? Hunters of blood, yet the corrupt are heretics in the eyes of the church. Yeah, nothing in here really explains. A secret symbol left by Carol. Oh right, Carol runes. Interesting. Runesmith of Bergenworth. I have no idea who this scholar could be. I don't know if it's important or not, but I did write it down, so it's something I was genuinely curious about. So, okay. Anything else? No, that's all the questions I've had over the playthrough that didn't get checked off. Okay. Well, I've kind of went over what my thoughts on are on the theories for this, but like overall, it seems like the church did something bad when, or the church originally learned about blood healing and all that stuff, or figured it out, and then they got a little bit crazy with it, and people got sick, and then it became like an evolution thing. They're like, some of them broke off, and they're like, we need to pursue this further, and that's why there are multiple factions. There's the Bergenworth that went off and stuff. But it seemed like that happened, and then the hunters, like, people started turning into beasts because they got sick, like werewolves, and the hunters got called in. Gehrman was the first one. He stuck around after and built a workshop, I'm assuming. At some point, a great one great ones were discovered and they pursued that even deeper. It seems like there are multiple things that aren't actually tied together here. Like, I don't think Ebrietas has anything to do with the moon presence. I think those are completely separate. I do feel like something... I feel like Gehrman somehow summoned the moon presence. Probably with the umbilical cord. And maybe just to enter the Hunter's Dream. Maybe it was an accident. I don't know. But I feel like that led to some sort of veil or what do you call it? Some sort of cloaking or something over the real world. So when we first got in, things seemed a little crazy, but it wasn't till we killed Rom that things became real and we saw the real world. It wouldn't make sense that we killed Rom and then like a veil came out or something. So I feel like that is the real world, or was, or something. I don't know. I'm so curious. But is there anything more to discuss on what I think is going on with that? I don't believe the real world and the nightmare and dream are entirely the same. We kind of go in and out from them. But it seems like our consciousness is the only one jumping, and we are... That's why, like, the sky is completely different in everywhere here, except for Old Yharnam. For some reason, that one isn't updated. But everywhere here, the sky seems to be similar to the Unseen Village. I feel like these are all... Like, it says Awaken above ground as well. But... The weird thing is, like, some of this is clearly fake. Well, not fake, but Awaken above ground. But when we go to Nightmare of Mensis, that doesn't make sense to me. I feel like we're just jumping from a dream to another, like, plane of existence or phase space, like where our consciousness is moving around, but not our body. I don't know. Is there a solid answer on that stuff? There's gotta be. I'm so curious about the lore. Is there a good thing I can check out for this? Because obviously, like with Hollow Knight, there's like Mossbag's video and stuff. I'm gonna check around. Okay, so apparently there are a ton of videos, but they're all quite long, and I'm probably gonna go through them on my own. And most of them are podcasts and stuff, and some of them are like audiobooks, which is interesting, but like I saw like a 5-hour one in there that looked very interesting. There's definitely a shorter video, but like it has a mixed reception, whether it's even worth going into. To be fair, a lot of the lore I probably will just be looking at myself. There are just questions I want to get like straight in my head. And apparently the wiki is not a bad place to look around, so I'm going to be looking through this just to see if we can answer a few of the things that I care about. Okay, so they mention, hunters exist throughout the world, and they're not exclusive to Yharnam, since several characters, such as the protagonist and Eileen, who I believe is the hunter of hunters, come from the outside world and are yet still recognized as hunters. Yeah, they've been like, they've called us outsiders many times, so it's hard to picture what the actual like overall world of this world is. It just seems like it's Yharnam and nothing else, but there's definitely more. The city of Yharnam, towering labyrinth, home to both healing church and blood administration, has no evidence existing of the ruling body. One may presume the healing church controls the city. Yeah, that seems fairly clear. They focused on healing by blood infusions. Blood healing can repair wounds and cure or hinder diseases. Okay, but how? The Red Moon is a nightmare revealed after slaying Rom, who placed a veil over the world to keep secrets of the true nature of the world from the residents. So, I mean, these things, this lore page, I think is supposed to be theories and interpretations, so it's not like written out anywhere. But this one seems pretty clear. To me. Yeah. The servants of the amygdala become fully powered, the beasts become more ravenous, and children of amygdala are visible at last. Oh. The character sees the world as if they would have if they had amassed... So if I had 40 insight before killing Rom, I would have seen the amygdalas fully and stuff? Unfortunately, by killing Rom, you usher in the Red Moon, which is believed by some to be the coming of Odin. 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 I don't know how they say it. It's not clear that he's the moon presence, but he very well could be. Ooh, that's a theory. Don't really know about him, so... But I know there's the chapel for that, so... Huh. Umbilical cords. It presents a weird part of the story. It's in 75% of the cords can be found in women or children. During the Red Moon, Yosefka's dialogue suggests she became pregnant, and Ariana gets pregnant as well. I forgot to check on her. Oh. What what happens to her? Where is she? Should I have killed her to get her cord as well? Also find a cord from the Mergo's wet nurse. This suggests that Odin impregnates women on the Red Moon? Really? So is this the one? But if you think the moon presence, so the moon presence would be, but there's an umbilical cord in the workshop already. And I guess we should find out if, does this, I wonder if this is going to mention if Gehrman is the one who summoned it. Scourge of the Beast. The most common form of blood sickness appears to be lycanthropy, turning humans into wolves. As they progress, their arms and legs lengthen, yeah. Over time, eventually they grow fur and change into a scourge beast. Mental degradation. It's rumored that infected clerics of the Healing Church become the largest cleric beasts. Lawrence, Ludwig, and Amelia. I didn't even really understand Amelia changing there, but yeah, that... I just never really thought about it. It's like, what the hell? Until we fought Lawrence and Vicar, the first Vicar. That makes a lot more sense. That it's just basically any clerics from the Healing Church. Ludwig was he the first cleric? Old Yharnam was founded, but it was brought low by a strange illness known as ashen blood, which is a worse form of slow-fast poison. Ew. So all the enemies there didn't have Scourge of the Beast going on. That does make sense. The beasts in Old Yharnam are poisonous, particularly the red-eyed wolf near the boss, and why the blood-starved beast is coated in poison. Huh. After the fall, it was closed up, and Central Yharnam was built along with the Grand Cathedral. Oh. This is perhaps the first instance of hunters as we know them now being formed. There's a good chance Gehrman was involved around Old Yharnam's time. Powder kegs. Powder kegs are basically things workshop heretics. Hunters who went off the rails and wanted to make bigger explosions than people were comfortable with. Okay, or weapons. Perhaps the most influential, the Healing Church was founded in the wake of the choir. There are 3 echelons in the church: black garb hunters, white garb doctors, and the choir. Though they did not spring from Bergenworth directly, there were explorers who found the labyrinth in the wake of that place, discovered the same remnants of the truth, and used the research done there already to kick off their research. So, okay. So they didn't come from Bergenworth, but they found remnants of the truth and created their own thing, which led to Ebrietas. Their form of metamorphosis began with blood ministrations and their research experiments with blood. Master Lawrence, founder of the Healing Church, and one of Master Willem's apprentices, is believed to transcend humanity. They had to research blood healing using old blood. During times of Bergenworth, Master Willem taught all of his students to blindfold themselves so they could look into oneself, and that they needed to line their brains with eyes to see what the Great Ones see, and acquire more eldritch knowledge. Also known as insight. Oh, insight is eldritch knowledge. To further evolve into greater beings. Fear the old blood was Willem's important teaching. Only Willem respects and fears the true nature of the old blood in the beginning. According to the memory, their paths diverged. Lawrence chose a different path to use the old blood for his experiments to move forward, disregarding the adage, fear the old blood. He then founded the Healing Church and spread the teachings of the arts of blood ministration. As blood healing became more common among the citizens, some began transforming. This is where the Plague of Beasts started. We can tell that Master Lawrence deeply regrets his decision to use old blood through his notes around the lecture building. I looked at them, guaranteed, but I probably didn't really think about them. Master Willem is right. Evolution without courage will be the ruin of our race. I don't remember reading that one. Hunt the Great Ones, hunt the Great Ones. 3 umbilical cords. I remember that one. From the Carol Rune Beast. Beast is one of the early Carol runes, as well as one of the first to be deemed forbidden. Oh, right. Yeah, we got that from him in the Nightmare. Okay. The Choir, Cosmos, and Ebrietas. The leaders of the Healing Church, the Choir differentiate themselves from the rest as they receive teachings directly from Ebrietas, a celestial being who emerged from the depth of the old labyrinth and acted as a source of knowledge to the Healing Church. Is the old labyrinth the Chalice Dungeons? This all might have come out of the Chalice Dungeons. Great Ones are sympathetic to humans. Oh. Great Ones are that might explain a few things. Not only did Ebrietas grant the members of the choir profound knowledge, but also further convinced them that they could commune with the Great Ones and learn the eldritch truth. That they believed they could ascend to the cosmos, and it came in as a sudden and unexpected realization. While their feet were rooted to the ground, the cosmos was immeasurably far away, but not immeasurably far away, but right above their heads. Together with Ebrietas, the choir worked tirelessly to understand the Great One's truth. Okay. Yeah, see, this is like a whole separate thing that's unrelated to... There's a lot of subplot lore in this game. The School of Mensis doing its own thing. The Mensis ritual. Members of the School of Mensis desperately seek communion with the Great Ones to the point of near, if not insanity. Typically found wearing cages, a follower of the school could be distinguished from a normal person from a mile away. But they certainly didn't care about humans' opinions as much as they do the Great Ones. Despite sharing the same goals with the Healing Church, they don't seem to get along. Indicated by the corpse of a choir member locked away in the unseen village, which happens to be founded and controlled by the School of Mensis. Oh, yeah. The founder of the School of Mensis, Micolash, seems to have telepathic powers. How? Everything else has kind of been normal. Being able to plant nightmares and illusions into the minds of his victims? What? It does say seems, so this seems to be like just someone's thoughts theory on it. This might indicate the School of Mensis having foul intent if they succeed in communicating with the Great Ones. Oh, they may have turned the knowledge and power they obtained onto the people, which would explain the tension. The pertinent umbilical cord for that obtained from the wet nurse. Yeah. Granted Mensis audience, but resulted in the stillbirth. When Micolash and his ilk used this cord to commune with the infant Great One, they discovered that the power was too much and it killed the whole school, locking the survivors in the nightmare realm that Micolash controls and driving them all insane. Whether this was intended or not by Mergo is up for debate. Interesting. And Cainhurst, Queen Annalise. Oh yeah, maybe explain the scholar. Ruler over first vile blood, took part corrupted blood, having the ability to extract essence of hunter's blood. She ordered her followers to hunt down hunters without scruples and gain notoriety for her blood, hunger for blood. She consumed offerings and eventually became immortal in the timeless society of vampire-like entities. I'm just kind of skimming a little bit here. Though whether they served her out of fear or loyalty or an unending desire for blood. She hoped desperately to one day to bear a true heir and dub this the child of blood, which she sought to have at all costs, which is why she needs blood dreg. Sent vile bloods on the hunt for her, and all hoped that with enough she could birth a child of blood. A justice-seeking knight known as Master Logarius took these practices as an affront and founded the... Oh, that's why he's considered a martyr. He went up there and died, and he was like defending it so that no one could get to her. Founded the executioners, bloodthirsty zealots looking to kill the vile bloods. That makes Alfred's words make a little more sense. Eventually, they stormed Castle Cainhurst, eliminating everyone with extreme prejudice. Ironically, the executioners slew all the maids they could find, who likely had nothing to do with the malevolence. That's why they're, like, crying and stuff all the time. They're their ghost. But could not harm Annalise due to her immortality. Seeing no other option, he sent his executioners away and martyred himself to prevent Annalise from ever escaping. He stands guard in front of the tower, sealed off with a crown of illusion. Oof. Maybe it's better that we don't canonically do Cainhurst, so that his efforts were basically just undoing all his protection. The Great Ones, unless we killed Annalise, which, now that I think about it, maybe Alfred's storyline would have been way more interesting than accepting the vile blood offer. The Healing Church has pursued a strange goal for a long, long time. To summon and harness the power of Great Ones, beings not of this world. They were here, the labyrinth, long ago. They appeared much closer than you think at Bergenworth. Men were sent into the labyrinth, and the Academy was built to understand the strange discoveries, generally called the Truth. It seems the Truth is a terrible thing, slowly breaking the mind of anyone who delves too deep. Awful things happened there. And as a result, the church closed off the academy, not only the academy, but the whole forest, calling it forbidden. I like understanding the little bits, like, why is it the Forbidden Woods? This should be quite clear, but I would have never really thought about it. Whether or not the Great Ones are gods or just higher level beings of is inconsequential. Question itself is entirely academic. Yeah. They appear to be ageless, but they can be killed. Their powers are strange, involving teleportation, energy, things that the human world cannot do. But for some reason, telepathy is possible from Micolash. Even perceiving the Great Ones properly requires great amounts of insight. Strongest of the Great Ones seems to be the Moon Presence, the creator of the nightmare the hunter is trapped within. Others are Odin, Ram, Wet Nurse, Amygdala, Celestial Emissary, Brain of Mensis, which is the thing we dropped down. That looked like a brain. And Ebrietis. Yeah, that makes a lot I forgot we did that right before we ended. And one of their numbers transcended even the others, to the point that he no longer has a physical body, but instead is just a voice and influence. Very powerful and becomes sort of timeless, thus potentially making him the most powerful, yet the most indirect of the Great Ones. He's also the only Great One explicitly referred to as male. Oh. Where? Is this something I read? I don't remember really reading about him as a Great One then, ever. That could be more labyrinth. I don't know what's from the Chalice Dungeon or not. If it's something I don't know at all, it's probably from the Chalice Dungeons. Some item descriptions tell about Great Ones living in the dream and others living in the nightmare, which is the case of Amygdala, whose function is still to be defined, and Mergo's witness. Humans have been able to contact them through the use of phantasm, little invertebrates found in the labyrinth. The labyrinth is the Chalice Dungeons, for sure. Interestingly, those two are themselves never directly identified as Great Ones. Whether this is merely an oversight or not, or they are indeed a different class, is unknown. Thumerian civilization. Ancient civilization ruled by Queen Yharnam, populated by Thumerians, ancient race of people who truly understand the truth of the Great One and gain supernatural powers as a result. I don't think we ever read anything about this, but Thumerian chalice is a thing. So this is probably all from that. Queen Yharnam was a medium for the Great Ones, as cited by an item, saying the choir discovered a medium, though she's the only likely candidate. Eventually, they retreated into the deep labyrinth, with their holy chalices, being the only remnants of their ancient rituals. Some chalices led to other lands, and that one, in particular, used in holy communion with the Great Ones. Okay, I'm definitely not going... I'm going to be skimming a little faster from here, but I'm definitely curious about these characters. Gehrman would rise to the task of the beast problem. He would redesign common clothes for better defense and created the burial blade, the first weapon, which I never leveled. Damn it. His work was so admired, as well as effective, that his burial blade would become the basis for all hunter armaments, later known as trick weapons. Okay, well it doesn't say specifically. There's heavy implication he was hired by the Healing Church to work in the workshop due to his role as an inventor. Oh. Since his workplace is directly beneath the Healing Church. That makes sense. He worked there presumably till his death. He took on many apprentices, who all did his duty in his honor, and may well have died long ago. The bone in the workshop graveyard was one of such apprentices. Oh, who had mastered the art of quickening. I remember that. I haven't used that at all, but yeah, that's actually the grave that was at is the DLC grave, surprisingly. Leading some to speculate this hunter is incredibly powerful and one of the few to get close to defeating Moon Presence, making it possible he was a viable replacement for Gehrman. Description of the cord states, precipitated the encounter with the pale moon, which beckons in the hunters and conceived the hunter's dream. According to this cord, we can infer that Gehrman became the substitute child of the Moon Presence, or that he was the one who summoned Moon Presence itself and was then chosen. There are a few ways this could go, depending on who summoned Moon Presence. Just not enough lore? Oh. Okay, they should do a remake of the game and just go a little more into depth with that. Just add a little more lore. We may never know. Secret dialogue strongly suggest he is trapped. He is trapped for far too long and wants someone to free him. Alright, hold on. Okay, I just had to confirm that what I was clicking on wasn't bad.
Oh, Lawrence, Master Willem, somebody help me. Unshackle me, please. Anybody. I've had enough of this dream. The night blocks all sight. Oh, somebody, please.
Oof. I never got that dialogue. But then again, I didn't even know he hung out there. I thought he just disappeared completely, but he goes to hang out there. We only heard one line, and he was like, at peace. So I've only checked after the DLC, but I wonder if that's like pre-DLC dialogue. Oh. Poor Gehrman. He also seems to know that he knows Willem and Lawrence during the times of Bergenworth from this dialogue. Yeah. Ludwig. First hunter of the Healing Church. Fought with heavy weapons meant to mortally wound his enemies. First recruited to join the hunter's ranks since beasts are many. Eventually he fell victim to the old blood and changed into a monstrous beast. Eileen the Crow. In time, hunters needed to receive blood administration to compete with the beasts they hunted. Oh, as a kind of all-or-nothing gamble. Right. So, that makes sense. However, many hunters would fail and become obsessed with, infected by, and eventually overcome by the blood, becoming beasts themselves. For this, Hunter of Hunters did their duty, ending lives of madmen with grace and dignity. Reset says that they were buried in a foreign and respectful way, rather than a vile way of Yharnam. Oh God! So don't killing her is not, because she said that we became a beast at some point. It's probably after killing Ram that she sensed that we'd become obsessed or infected. I don't know. There's one interesting note. It says that the hope for a sky burial is that the hunters would find rest and solace in a hunter's dream. Fairly open-ended speculation on what the dream actually is or means. Oh. The player, foreigner, in search of curing an unspecified disease with Yharnam's famous blood administration. How do we know that? Player never says anything. We came there to look for a cure to a disease? Seeking pale blood, the protagonist signs a contract with the man in the chair, who is speculated as Carol the runesmith. Oh, vowing to serve the city of Yharnam as a hunter. Will you tell me why that's speculated? I have no idea. Dejura, this is the guy with the Gatling gun, renounced his title of hunter when he failed to protect old Yharnam. Stubborn as always, he remained in old Yharnam and watched the inhabitants slowly decay into beasts, but insisted on protecting them nonetheless. Oh. Since the powder kegs are rejected from the workshop, he does not have much mercy or respect for the workshop conformists. Wouldn't mind shedding blood of a few trespassers who will raise their blades against what he used to be his friends. That is interesting. I wonder if I should have went and talked to him from behind. Like, I would have had to beat Parl, but I did hear that he has some sort of dialogue. That is an interesting backstory for him. Alfred, hunter, executioner, sworn to slay the Vilebloods. Although they're better known for resolution, their ferocious penchant for killing and merciless nature, he's surprisingly jolly and befriends the player. That not much on Alfred. All right, Gascoigne. Came from a foreign land, referred to his father. No rank or title in Yharnam is referred to his father, which implies he obtained his title before coming there. Oh. He'd been living with blood sickness for quite some time, which may have something to do with his relocation. It's unclear whether he had the sickness before coming or he had but had the sickness long before he met the player. Yeah. Bar Hunter, yep. He sets aside affiliation. He seems to be eliminating everyone who tries to enter the tomb of Odin. Why, though? Even his wife. He is a black cleric, which is apparent by his garb. Yeah, the black-garbed clerics. I don't feel like we know too much about them. Church hunters who wear black garb are notorious for targeting potential victims before signs of infection manifest themselves. Okay. That makes sense. This can explain his paranoid behavior towards you before the battle. You'll be one of them sooner or later. Mania may have been a result of progressive transformation taking a toll on his mind, or of him succumbing to the bloodlust of the hunt. After helping the player defeat the cleric beast, which I didn't know was a thing until New Game Plus, but even then he got busy like killing random enemies and never joined me. It seems he made his way to the tomb. His condition either worsened there, or he had a change of heart. Either way, at that point he saw all people infected by Plague Beast. Once his mind became warped like this, his wife would always play a music box. Notice you'll find her... This time you find her, you do not find the music box near. He attacked his wife, killing her, and in turn allowing the curse to fully take his body. Yeah. Henrik was Gascoigne's partner. The duo fought together, but very little is known about him otherwise. Okay. Huh. Willem, head scholar of Bergenworth. Whereas it's unknown what exactly he uncovered, one thing's clear, he's a crucial figure in the Healing Church, and everyone is grateful for his contribution. Members of the choir are required to pay tribute to him. Okay. Yep. Important teaching, fear the old blood. He encouraged all scholars to seek enlightenment and ascension through other methods except using old blood. We know that Lawrence used old blood because he thinks it's the key to humanity's ascension. Okay. Interesting. Master Willem is acquainted with Gehrman and likely lived in the same age. However, how exactly does he manage to live this long remains a mystery. It's possible he communed with the Great Ones just like the Thumerians of old and was able to obtain his long life through secrets of whichever Great One he spoke with. Rom? I mean, he was pointing at Rom. I assume he spoke with Rom. Carol Runesmith, member of the workshop that was able to hear the voice of Odin and managed to inscribe his words into runes. Oh. Which would have made Willem proud because it was power without using blood. While runes themselves are singular, their descriptions are incredibly varied and tend to tinge the lore here and there with extra information. That's not much info on him. We have tomb prospectors. Since Ebrietas came from the depths of the old labyrinth, the choir became fascinated with dungeon exploration. Okay. The failures' bodies are littered throughout the depths of the dungeon. Okay. So these are probably a bunch of enemies in the Chalice dungeon. Blackgarb hunters. The goal is to kill those who are infected, turned, or those who may be infected. They wield large weapons, powerful firearms. Due to the fact that they were expected to fight very large and monstrous beasts, black attire became synonymous with fear and that peculiar Yharnam madness. When a cancer is discovered, one must pinpoint its location, reach in and wrench it from the host's bosom. White garb doctors perform the bidding of the choir, applying blood administration with the intent of experimentation rather than healing. Many of the twisted things the church produced were a result of this experimentation, such as great giants and gravekeepers. Gotcha. Yeah, the giants would seem out of place if you didn't mention that. I didn't really think about that. Areas. Bergenworth. I mean, we kind of know mostly about this. Inspired great minds like Lawrence, who later became founders of the Healing Church and School of Mensis, yeah. Okay. The Dreamlands, Nightmares in the Hunter's Dream. In Lovecraft's dream cycle, the act of dreaming was a method by which humans could briefly transport their consciousness to an alternate dimension. The Dreamlands are not an illusion, they're a real place. The Dreamlands are a location just like Yharnam, Bergenworth, Canehurst, or Yahar'gul. The mere fact that the player can take items from the Dreamlands and bring them back to the waking world is proof that it's a place equally real. Huh. Ooh, lead elixir description? I've never really paid attention to that. Recipe is unknown, but some postulate that it materializes only within the most desperate nightmare. Almost all hunters visit the Hunter's Dream at some point. The workshop in the place is an exact copy of the abandoned workshop beneath the upper cathedral. A lifeless doll is present, and on the altar, 1/3 of the umbilical cord. Yeah. This cord, presumably this one is from the moon presence, is what was used to create the Hunter's Dream, where hunters come to receive advice. So he definitely is the one who summoned the moon presence, right? Or the moon presence came about and chose Gehrman and left behind that umbilical cord as I don't know. Hunter's Nightmare. According to Harold Hunter, the Hunter's Nightmare is a realm where hunters who are drunk with blood go to take part in a never-ending hunt. Yeah? Research Hall. High above the rest of the Hunter's Nightmare, past the lair of Ludwig, is where you begin the encounter hideous secrets of the Healing Church in their search to commune with the Great Ones. Wandering through many floors are the grotesque attempts to turn blood saints into Great Ones, whether it is a ghastly scream of berserkers or cries for death of those who are about to succumb to madness. You will not truly understand the sins of the Healing Church until you venture to the Astral Clock Tower. Here the first attempts to create a celestial emissary to commune with the Great Ones, known as living failures, guard the entrance to the slumbering corpse of Lady Maria. Okay, I'm going to mark that as a separate thing. This one's very clear what they were doing for living failure. Fishing Hamlet, guarded by Lady Maria. One of the first villagers encountered is muttering curses about Bergenworth. And the item he gives is the accursed brew? Oh, I probably should have killed him then. Has a description that suggests many villagers were forcibly dissected. This suggests that Bergenworth scholars came to the village and raided it, likely with hunter assistance, in search of some means to contact the Great Ones. The remaining villagers called for the Great One Kos to curse the scholars. Ooh. Okay, that makes sense. The Altar of Despair holds the most valuable asset the church has acquired, Ebrietas. Is the only Great One that mankind has established contact with, and is also a provider of knowledge to the choir. Anything else? Ebrietas is especially familiar to one of these servants and gave them her profound understanding of time. Unfortunately, the human body is too frail to withstand such bombardment of knowledge, and the servant is eventually transformed into rum? Oh. Whose remains has the capability to reverse time. Oh, is that why it does the little spin thing? It's not... Although the process would normally kill living things. It like spins back like it's trying to rewind the clock, and then it teleports away. Interesting. Orphanage. Unwanted orphans were taken from the streets and experimented on, locked away in this orphanage to become brilliant minds. They became the smaller celestial emissaries. One of them even became a great one, or perhaps was already a great one that guided them. There's heavy indication that the imposter Iosefka is a rogue member of the choir, continuing her experiments by transforming victims sent to her. Oh, that makes sense. That's why we see Wiggly Boys in her clinic, specifically. Oh. Yeah, no, I'm on board with that. Heavy indication indeed. Beasts. Beasts are beasts. Kin. A mysterious family of alien? Exact relation is not fully understood. Mind that many alien-looking things in Bloodborne are not kin. They're generally eerie creatures and remind people of great ones. Brainsuckers, celestial mobs, centipede, Migos. What's a Migo? Oh, those. Okay. Aside from Ebrietis, Rom, living failure. Okay, so that's all considered kin. Neutral is all the other enemies. Ooh. Oh god, lore chronology theories. I mean, we got a lot of information I was curious about already. I don't know if we want to go into all of these theories. You have ending explanations, though. Yeah. Yeah, these theories are something. That's long. We're gonna skip on that. I just want to know what the people's take on the endings are. First ending, where Gehrman first cuts off your head, you don't die or are killed. He offers you what he thinks is a release from the Great Ones. In the past, he used the umbilical cord you found in the abandoned workshop to create what he wished, but instead he summoned the Moon Presence. He then became a surrogate child of the Moon Presence and was permanently placed in a workshop in the Hunter's Dream. It's identical to the real one. He doesn't want you to be trapped in the dream like he was for God knows how many hundreds of years. Offers you release to see the morning sun. Cuts off your head, so that you'll never be able to dream again. and make the same mistake he did. When you die, you wake back up, and your connection to the Hunter's Dream is destroyed, and you leave a gravestone there. If you look around the Hunter's Dream, there are many other gravestones, therefore showing that many other hunters got disconnected from the dream by accepting his offer. Yeah, so there must be lots of rituals happening constant. Well, like, I don't know how often, but constantly. To prove that other NPCs in the game were disconnected when you die from the Hunter's Dream. When you die from Eileen, a Hunter of Hunters, she'll say, "You still dream? Tell the doll hello." Really? I've definitely died to her. I don't remember. She says that? Dejura also mentions and asks you if you still dream when you die to him. That one I remember, because I've died to him many times. Oh, interesting. With this ending, the Plague of Beasts continues every time the pale moon appears. Since the hunter in this ending no longer dreams, she continues hunting down beasts, or a path similar to Eileen or Dejura. Oh, that is cool. I didn't even really think about them doing this before. Huh. I don't know how Dejura... I thought Dejura just stood behind and protected his home, though. He did seem a little crazy. Huh. Honoring wishes, the first ending we got. At the beginning, he tries to use the accord, which you later find, to achieve something he desired. It's not clear what he hopes to achieve using the umbilical cord, but he summons a moon presence and gets trapped. Description... Yep. Moon presence lost its child and yearned for a surrogate. A surrogate meaning proxy or substitute. This means that Gehrman became the substitute. For what purpose does the surrogate child do? Yeah, you mean serve? It's fine. This is normal human writing. It's just fan writing. It is not yet known why do they seek substitutes, proxies. Maybe the Great Ones grieved the loss of their child and it's their way of coping? Could this mean they possess some emotions or... Interesting. In the other ending where you refuse and kill him, you give him peace after he trained thousands of hunters. You'll become the substitute surrogate for the moon presence and become the watcher of the land and a new guide for future hunters. It's a big circle of blood, a big giant cycle where hunters come and go. The Plague of Beasts continues with this ending, except your role is that of a guide who will train hundreds or thousands of hunters over time until another hunter ends your life. The hunter becomes under the influence of the moon presence and then replaces you, similar to what happened with you and Gehrman. Yeah, this one's pretty straightforward what happened. I don't even know if you need to explain that one. This one, maybe a little bit. This childhood beginnings. Let's explain what happens after you become what you become after defeating moon presence. You become a baby Great One. Yeah, the trophy said as much. The choir and the healing church are the reasons why this infection started in the first place after using old blood as a way to treat various ailments. The problem with old blood is that it reacts with human blood. The old blood heals but transforms man into beast, and that's where the beastly scourge began. From the Carol-ruined beast, as well as the one first to be deemed. Oh, you're just rediscovering that. Restating that. Beast is one of the early Carol runes, as well as the first to be deemed forbidden. Discovery of blood entailed the discovery of undesirable beasts. The choir, who are the elite clerics of the Healing Church, wanted to acquire more knowledge of the cosmos, and to do that they wanted to communicate with the Great Ones. Hallucinations you are experiencing as a hunter are side effects of the insight you received. Hallucinations are a form of telepathy again, and show you the truth of this world in the eyes of the alien species, hence insight in Madman's knowledge. The Healing Church continued its use of old blood on the denizens of Yharnam, but most of their experiments failed, which led to an infection that turned man to beast. Certain people survived the blood transfusion and became hunters. They were then used by the Healing Church to eradicate beasts that grew too strong and could threaten the experiments. The choir also wanted to make a man Great One hybrid so that this creature could allow humans and aliens to communicate, leading to the next evolution. This would explain the existence of the Celestial Emissary. This boss is not a Great One, but a human-created experiment. Yeah, to communicate with the Ebrietas. Yharnam, the Thumerian Blood Queen, was one of the surrogates that were used as a vessel that carried the man Great One hybrid on baby back in Thumerian civilization. After Bergamo scholars discovered the entrance of the Tomb of Old Lords, Labyrinth Chalice Dungeons, specifically Master Willem and his apprentices, including Lawrence, they attempted to unlock knowledge lost in the Thumeru age. They wanted to line their brains with eyes, because they unlocked the wisdom of the Great Ones, and due to this gained unspeakable power. Okay, there's a lot of unnecessary information, I feel, in here, as far as explaining the ending. In this ending, after consuming 3, you become that man Great One hybrid. I mean, it just feels over-explained. That slug is the hunter and turned into a baby Great One after defeating the moon presence. That slug is the hunter. Yeah, no. You are the first of the next evolution of the human species, and this would explain the trophy, childhood beginnings. Yeah. You know what? That's just taking it at face value. That's yeah. You become the hybrid. We evolve. Don't really like that ending, though. Like, there's not too much going on with it. Personally, I like breaking or saving Gehrman from the cycle, but then we get stuck in the cycle. So it's not a good ending, but it's interesting. This one, I think this one should have been delivered a little better. You know? The cutscene was too short. We were clearly just suddenly turned into the slug, and it's like, all right, that's it. I just feel like I feel like more could have been shown for this one specifically, but it's fine. It's fine. Actually, I think this one's the most interesting to me, knowing that Eileen and Dejura also did it, which means a bunch of people probably did do it. As they mentioned, there are a bunch of graves that people leave behind after they've left the dream. I really like the way this one's set up, but I don't like the fact that obviously now there's just going to be more. He's still trapped in the dream. There's going to be more rituals. That's not good. But it's only interpretation based on the given facts and recommended. Yeah, I figured. The Eldritch Truth. How much more is there here? Messenger style. Oh, we're nearing the end. You know what? We'll skim through the rest of it. The idea of the Eldritch Truth is spread throughout the game as people from Master Willem to even the Choir have tried to achieve an evolution stated towards a higher state of being by learning it. Truth is not expressed by simply a sentence or phrase, it's rather a state of existence. Yeah, like achieving enlightenment, Eldritch style. Great Ones understood this, either through naturally knowing it, having been humans or beings that gained enough insight, or otherwise unknown methods to understand the true state of reality. Later as you, the player, by killing Ram, made the true reality of the world shown. For an arbitrary reason, his death either as part of the ritual or by being the thing holding back people from seeing it. Yeah, it's unconfirmed whether he was truly the Veil or... Can't handle this gray text. This is readable. This is not. Okay. Whoever wrote this definitely made it look weird. This is hard to read. By gaining 40 insight, you saw the reality of the world and achieved what those you sought before you sought but failed. They failed using other methods, like lining your brain with eyes, using the Mensis cage, or accepting the Great One's power, many of which failed to achieve true enlightenment as a side effect of resulted in madness. Okay. I gotta remember that this is just on a wiki. Grammar doesn't need to be correct, but this doesn't make any sense. Just saying. Deformation, transformation into a monstrosity, or death for the user with their corresponding method. I don't know if this is really telling me anything about the truth. I don't know if this is really adding anything. It's just saying, yeah, there's the true world. If you had 40 insight, you could see it. Truth is like a state of being, a higher state. But there's so much in here that doesn't feel necessary from what I just read. So we'll just move on from that one. The weird, the strange, the unknown. Messengers. It may be possible the messengers are a type of kin tied to the insight, given that you have to have a minimum amount of insight to see them. What? I've had 0 insight and seen messengers plenty. What? They are very small and they're only partially in this world, and that each time you kill a boss, they somehow obtain the garb and weapons of the fallen foe. Yeah, that's just a gameplay thing. Also notable is that they take insight and blood as payment. They're sympathetic to the hunter's cause, finding their way through the ether to help even in the deepest dark of the Chalice dungeons. They're known to come from the nightmare, though. They are known to come from the nightmare. Okay. Small creatures. They accompany hunter, follow orders, and take care of messages. Yeah, there's clearly very little about the actual messengers and what they're going. I'm very curious about them and what's going on with them. And do other people see them? Did Eileen see them? I don't know, because, I mean, even if they did everything that we did, they might not have had the same insight. They might not have released a veil like we did. It seemed like we are the first ones to do that. So they might have had to fulfill the ritual a different way. It's not like everyone kills Micolash and then the wet nurse or something, you know? They all had to have done something different. The doll. This creature is slightly odd, seeing as she isn't human but speaks and moves and even cries, so we can assume a certain amount of intelligence. She is able to translate the blood echoes into personal power for the hunter. Bit of info leads us to believe she is very, very powerful and has a good deal. There's a good deal of speculation, but very little concrete evidence that a great one or some other form of eldritch being gives the doll life by inhabiting it. Yeah. Best evidence we have is on the Moon Carol rune. Great ones inhabit the nightmare are sympathetic in spirit and often answer when called upon. So either the moon presence gave her life or she is inhabited by a weaker underling or servant. I like the idea that Gehrman summoned the works, or he created the hunter's dream and got in contact with the moon presence. The moon presence is like, all right, you are going to be the substitute child for me. Do you need anything? And he'd be like, I just need a companion. Can you bring this doll to life or something? I like the idea of that. So the moon presence being the one giving her life. But why would she choose Maria? Unless I don't know. The doll also prays to the dream, to the flowers, to moon, to the messengers, even as well as the ancients, to guard the hunter, and let him or her have a pleasant awakening. This harkens back to real-world religions. Oh no. Follows the idea of praying to multiple spirits, gods, holy things. We can make a stab at guessing that the great ones are like gods, given their power, and the doll knows their power. Assuming she was given life by the moon presence or is possessed by a lesser one. Honestly, I like to assume she was given life by the moon presence. As for the role the messengers play in trading for insight and how this works into the third ending is beyond me. But if someone makes a future edit, please edit the lore should you find the details. I gotta be honest, I think we've all established what we know and what we're willing to know about the game here. I don't feel like the lore is going to be updated from here on. I feel like there's a lot that I could learn elsewhere that I'm going to do on my own. Apparently the audiobook is really good and really in depth, and I'm very curious. But I feel like I did learn quite a bit here. I apologize. I mean, there's probably no one here that would want to stick around for me reading all of this. This was a lot, and I did skip around, but I just wanted a basic idea. I don't know if you... One, they didn't even mention what the pale blood... Like, nothing in here mentions the word pale blood, even. So that means my question still remains on that front. And who the scholar that gave the queen the blood is. That's the only other question I still have. It seems like everyone's assuming the guy in the wheelchair at the beginning who does the transfusion is Carol, so that got answered. But then again, that's still speculation. It's not not that I expected it. I would have found it in game if it was solidified. Okay, just curious. Cut content, secret dialogue? I mean, I care more about what's actually in it. Do you have anything I don't need to know? Is it just a guide? Okay, here we go. She's the same VA for the plain doll. I should have known that. Inspired by could be the inspiration behind plain doll. Killing her triggers additional dialogue. Yep. Players are unable to summon help to fight her on the first try. Who? There's a summon? Now that I think about it, I don't think I summoned help at all in the DLC. Many references to Sir Alan? I haven't played Dark Souls. I will eventually play all 3 of them, but I've only played like the beginning of Demon Souls. That's the only thing. Some of the blue lights turn out to be snow. Well, okay, so no one has any. Tossed away her Rockyo when she couldn't stomach it no longer. It used as it during the boss battle. You can find it in the well? I never found it. Oh, it's potentially not the same one. Oh man, if I could find her weapon though. Possible due to the nature of the nightmare and it doesn't follow typical rules. Yeah, I doubt that she, even if she tossed her weapon away, I don't think she'd, in the nightmare, she could just summon a new one. I wouldn't really look too much into that one. Okay, so you don't really have anything extra outside of the obvious, like, it's clear there's a connection here, but there's no confirmation as to whether, like, they're actually connected. Like, the doll took her memories or has her essence or something. Don't know. Oh, it's one thing I wish I could have an answer for. Well, all right. I'm going to end this now, I guess. That was a very long little reading session there, but I had to. I was very interested. I know that I probably could have just watched someone explain it in a video or something, but there are a lot of things that I think are a little too obvious that didn't need to be explained. So I was worried maybe a video would kind of go a little too basic on it, and that the ones that actually go in depth are going to be very long. So it's fine. Hopefully that wasn't too boring. But either way, I'm going to end this one. And this is my first actual, I guess, Souls combat game in general on the channel. I'm going to continue trying to find them and play them because they're very fun. I like starting a recording session and knowing that I get to do a little bit of exploring and then deal with banging my head against a wall, against a boss. That is just fun to me. And I don't know why. But the next game will be Lies of P. I already bought it. I bought it before I even started this. And I actually planned to play that one first. But then my friend was like, Bloodborne's a great game. And I'm like, okay, we'll try that first. Maybe that's for the best. And maybe I'll be able to appreciate games more if I get through this game. And I loved it. If I had to rate this game, I'm not going to go into a review or anything, but if I had to rate it, it would be actually really hard. Normally I have categories like story would be its own category, but like the world building in this is very good. So like there are some unanswered things, but overall the world building is done well enough. I'd say this is probably a good 9.75 in that category. It's right up there with, Elden Ring. So I just don't know how you would really rate those. I don't know. Audio though, great. Kind of unbalanced a little bit. That would probably be a 9 out of 10. I love the music. Unfortunately, half of my videos are blocked in Russia, I believe, because of the audio. So apparently, if you see that not a lot of people play Bloodborne on YouTube, it's because it gets claimed for everybody. I don't personally care because I don't even have 1,000 subscribers yet, but most people probably would care. The claims are out of hand on this one. That's for sure. Looking at the yellow exclamation mark, hey, Your video's partially blocked is not great. But it's fine. Other than that, graphics in this game could do with a little update, but they hold up. This is 2015. It doesn't have to look the best. It's very similar to Sekiro as far as like visually designed. I don't know how, like, Sekiro's the only other thing I have to go off of for that. It doesn't look as good as Elden Ring. Elden Ring's graphics are just ridiculous. It's not close, but it's kind of up there. I would probably give this an 8 for graphics. Maybe 7.5 or 8. But, like, yeah. I think that's it. No, gameplay. If I was going to talk about gameplay, I mean, this game is very fun. There are a few awkward points in here where rolls are very strange sometimes, but I don't know. I love the combat in this. The combat's great. The only thing I wish I could fix is being able to roll while locked on, because I like to be able to keep the boss centered, but I like to roll. And being forced to quick step instead of roll, it just doesn't feel the same, you know? That's why most of the time in this entire game, I just didn't lock on, simply because I wanted to be able to roll. Roll has a better feel. I don't know if the iframes are any different, but it feels better to me. And the quick step sometimes puts you in a weird corner that just is not fun. Other than that, every weapon feels great that I've tried so far. I tried some on my own as well. And I'm probably going to actually go through the game and just screw around with Gehrman's weapon a little bit. But yeah, I'd probably say this is like a 9.75. There are things that you could fix. Very minor things, but the combat overall is just great. The fast travel could use an update though. Just gonna be honest on that. The loading screens and the fact that you can't fast travel from one lamp to another, you have to come back here, is very unfortunate, but it might just be a design choice. I don't know. So, yeah, I think that's it. So if you're interested in Lies of P, subscribe. So thanks for watching. Let me know if you like it, and I will see you in another game.